Upasana Asrani, and today I am in Pondicherry to meet the highly acclaimed Indian designer making waves on the international circuit. He is none other than Bibhu Mohapatra, celebrity designer to the stars. His list consists of Gwyneth Paltrow and Kendall Jenner, to name a few. Today we get up close and personal with the man himself. So come join the journey. Welcome to India.
Thank you.
To Pondicherry. Please tell us a little bit about your journey. Where did it all begin? And where do you envisage the brand? Where do you envisage Bibhu Mohapatra? And we'd love to hear what your journey is all about.
It's been quite an exciting journey, and it's continuing on because the destination hasn't arrived yet, and I hope it stays that way because I just feel like I'm not there yet. There is a lot more thing I have to do, but it all started in my home state, Odisha. That's where I was born and raised in Rourkela, a steel city built in the 50s, and my parents moved there early 60s, and they set up their nest there. And both of them were creative people. My dad was an engineer and mom was a homemaker, but she also was very much into textiles and embroidery and embellishments. And my dad was a very technical person, a very good engineer, but also he had a flair for photography. He was a brilliant photographer. He understood light and shadow and human forms, and he probably made portraits of all our immediate family and our extended family. So each household would have a portrait by my father, and he could tell great stories with his work. My mother taught me how to sew when I was growing up as a young boy of 12 or 13, and she taught me how to sew because I wanted to learn, and that sort of got me started to cut up pieces of cloth and make shapes out of it, and self-taught. But the academics continued. I studied, I finished my school and I studied economics, did my bachelor's, but always wanted to do something in fashion. Be it the ikat textiles, be it the silver filigree jewelry and the food, nature, and just people of Odisha all sort of enabled me to dream. My older brother was supporting me with a lot of old discarded fashion magazines from the streets. He would buy them and bring them when he came home, and so I would make collages out of them. So it was sort of that kind of thing, even though those were 2 decades later, but for me it was it informed me something about that.
Did you ever imagine that you would one day be in those pages?
But no, I never dreamt of
being
on those pages, and by no means those were any parameters of success or anything, because I didn't even know the basics of how do you even get there.
How amazing is this turning point in your life where somebody recognizes your potential and actually turns you towards it? I think that's just
those are the key things, and I was going to come to that. Is ever since I sort of remember that my senses were starting to shape living in Odisha, those are kind of individuals, and either they said something to me or showed me something or encouraged me or said to you kind words, sort of propelled me to the next thing. And I've been always lucky to have those kind of interactions and moments and meeting those people, and I count on that even today, and I will for the rest of my life, because those are the catalysts that sort of allows me to sort of continue on this journey and this evolution. And so that was one of those things, and and I continued, and I applied at FIT, and I finished my master's thesis there, and moved to New York. Finished my degree at FIT, and But while I was there, I didn't have money, and I did some math, and I realized that after I paid my tuition for a year and my room and board, I had $1.75 for food every day. So that's where my cooking skills came in handy. I finished school, and I immediately, within a month, I got a job locally at J&L as an assistant designer, and I just found out that there was no a designer there to really guide me. So my boss was there, who very business savvy person, but we sort of collaborated. We built a team. I was there for 9 years, and it was a great launch pad for me. One other major thing happened during the time when I moved to New York is when I met Bobby, my partner, my husband now. We met, and it was my first relationship, and so he sort of opened a huge window.
I'm sure that also added a certain dimension to your, to your business and the craft. I mean,
and
also,
my personal self too.
Yes.
So I started seeing myself as a whole person. I don't have better words to put it, because certain things happen automatically after he came into my life. Him and a couple of our friends who sort of pushed me to, okay, you need to take the next step, you need to resign and start thinking about how to build your brand. So end of 2017, I decided to resign. So spring 2008 was my last collection for Mendel. Try to be as sensitive to what's happening around us, and what sort of message. This always goes back to celebrating individuality, celebrating empowerment of women, and the strength and courage. And I always say, I'm shaped by women in my life, and so it's my mission to say something with my craft that speaks about how I think, and in the process, if it actually empowers them and makes them feel more of who they are, then my job is done.